for a fundraising, money racing promotion, then call ICW, the hottest promotion available for the 1990s. The ICW features wrestling superstars like former Mr. USA Tony Atlas, The Undertakers, the dynamic duo, the Master of the Ninja, Mr. Pogo, Rick Steamboat, Cowboy Bob Orton, and many, many more. If you want action, excitement, and a full house, don't delay. Call or write the ICW today. Write ICW, Post Office Box 6314, Parsippany, New Jersey, 07054. That's ICW, Post Office Box 6314, Parsippany, New Jersey, 07054. Or call 201-887-2698. That's 201-887-2698. The ICW, it's the hottest promotion of the 1990s.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we told you, coming up later this hour, the title event, the title match between the ICW champion Tony Atlas and Roadblock. But Tony Atlas, should he be capable of maintaining and keeping himself,
don't be popping
if he can keep it, there's some big news in the ICW, and of course that is the appearance now of International Championship Wrestling, also going all over the country. The Japanese champion, Atsushi
That would be all over the world. All over the country would be where we are now. All over the world is Japan.
Okay, thank you.
You want to talk about the Orient? Well, geography, you know.
Okay. Atsushi Onita here in the ICW. He is the heavyweight champion of Japan.
He's now?
And if Mr. Atlas is able to sustain his championship today against Roadblock, the match has been signed that next week, Atsushi Onita will take on Tony Atlas.
I'll bet you Atlas fights Onita.
It'll be a battle of the champions.
And you know what's good about that is ain't nobody going to like either one of them. See, that's the type of fight I want. Just two guys fighting. I don't care if you like them. I don't care if they like them. I don't care if I like them. I just want to see a fight. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of like you.
Like a fight. Yeah, right.
That nobody likes. That nobody likes.
Let's get one thing straight about this Onita. You know, he's got the will, they say, right? But in my neighborhood, Dal, where there's a will, there's usually a funeral.
Let's check out Atsushi Onita right now in action 1 week ago against Chris Michaels. Watch this man in action.
Team, but you see him now in the ring against Chris Michaels, and Atsushi right now talking to the gods of what he's doing up there.
Well, that is that mysterious green fog that is indigenous to many of the Japanese wrestlers in pro wrestling.
All right, Bill, we'll take a look at our first chance to see him in action here on the ICW, but coming up a lot of...
oh, my God, look, he just hit it with the fog.
And look at the green fog all over Chris Michaels now as he's down in the ground and you see him in the mat. And I don't know exactly...
Wait a minute, I don't believe this. The referee saw him shoot the green fog. He's kicking it right now. The referee's standing there. What's going on here, Bob?
Well, I'll tell you what I don't understand is all the various loopholes that they allow you to have in a scenario like this.
Hey, let me tell you something. If I was the commissioner or the referee in the ICW here, I'd disqualify him immediately.
Well, obviously he comes out and with the green fog, as you call it, Bill.
Wrestling fans, the ICW goes on tour the month of March at Farrell Hall, State University in New York, Friday night, March 30th at 7:30 p.m. All the ICW superstars you see each and every week will be at Farrell Hall, State University in New York, Friday night, March 30th at 7:30 p.m. And then on Saturday night, March 31st at 6 p.m. at Bay Path Regional High School in Charlton, Massachusetts. Again, Saturday night, March 31st, 6 p.m., Bay Path Regional High School, Charlton, Massachusetts. It's a big superstar show with the ICW. Friday night, March 30th, 7:30, Farrell Hall, State University, New York. And then Saturday night, March 31st, 6 p.m., Bay Path Regional High School. Come on out and see the ICW superstars in person.
Legend, of course, here in the United States, as you're well aware of, Bill. And again, you see Onita going to work on Chris Michaels, and Michaels just really didn't know what hit him since that green fog started. Well, Michaels tries to fight back a little bit. A couple of shots to the midsection. Onita now trying to figure out exactly what's happening.
Well, let me tell you something. This man right now is showing credentials. You know, Michaels is on his bicycle right now, but don't underestimate this Onita. Let me tell you something. He's here for one purpose. He wants a shot at ICW heavyweight champion Tony Atlas.
But there's no doubt about it, the fact that Onita came over here for that one purpose. And we have been told that should Onita get that match, we could be looking at a double title match down the road, too. We'll have more information on that later in this hour.
Bob, I hate to interrupt you, but look at the great showing that Chris Michaels is showing right now. This chin lock could be taking its toll on Onita. I mean, he's weakening him slowly but surely. Onita had the beginning of the match all wrapped up, it looked like, but Chris Michaels coming back. So there's not going to be any shot at Atlas unless he can get past Chris Michaels.
I think one of the things, Bill, as you made point on the fog, is that it didn't get Chris Michaels in the eye. Now, maybe impairing his respiration, his breathing system, but he can still see, and that's helping maybe now he can. Look at that. Oh, super kick. Unbelievable.
Unreal. A mistake by Chris Michael. The experience of Oneida. Look at this. Oh, my God. I've never seen anything like this.
What a powerball. 1, 2, 3. He's all over. Oneida with a powerball in his debut here in International Championship Wrestling. This big crowd doesn't like him a lot, but Oneida, I'll tell you, he is here, as you well put, Bill. He came over to the States for one purpose, and that's to take the gold back to Japan that Tony Atlas wears around him. And after watching his performance here, Michael's may not be Atlas, but I'll tell you, he will be a very strong force for Atlas to reckon with.
What an incredible showing in his debut here in the IWCW.
Now, what's the sense of this right here? Now you see Michaels is out, he's down, he's already won the match, and Oneida pounding on it.
There will never be. Part of the big news here in the ICW, well, it's a nice hat from Boston. There's no question. Nice
You got to cut the
hat.
glare down.
Obviously with yours. One of the big news in the ICW, ever since Phil Apollo was injured in a studio accident about 3 or 4 weeks ago now with Paulie Dangerously and the Lethal Weapon, is that fabulous Phil Apollo has now gone, that's a fact, now has gone into managing. And as you saw last week, he's picked up the contract of the Cheetah Kid and the Leopard Mask. And coming up now in this segment, Mr. Rumble.
I hate cats. Let's get that straight now. I hate cats. Rats are cool. I've said before, rats are cool. Cats, I don't like them.
Well, anyway, Mr. Apollo has now got one half of his tag team combination, and that being the Cheetah Kid and a Leopard Mask. And between the two of them, one of them is going to take on Doug Gilbert in this segment right now, as a matter of fact. And I'm talking about...
yeah. Hey, this is going to be a great one.
Cheetah Kid and Doug Gilbert, one half of
tag team kid.
That's right,
I got the
Lethal
Cheetah
Weapon.
Kid.
Let's find out what Mr. Apollo and the Cheetah Kid thought about their upcoming match with Doug Gilbert.
Oh.
Hey, fabulous Phil Apollo, along with the Cheetah Kid, and this hour. I want to talk about this hour. This is our one-on-one, man. This is where we get to prove to the whole world that we're just as good one-on-one as we are in tag team action. Oh, yeah, the whole world saw us beat you, man. No secret. We beat you fair and square. Just like I said we would. Okay? Now you want us to prove one-on-one that we're superior. Well, we're up to the task. Cheetah Mask.
Gilbert, I tell you, brother, you got the most agile wrestler, the most acrobatic wrestler ever walked on the face of the earth. Look, up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's... Well, maybe I'm not Superman, because there's one thing different about me. Gilbert, kryptonite don't bother me, baby. And you're next.
You see, Doug Gilbert, the bottom line is, you're living up the reputation of Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. And now it's time for you to get in the ring and prove yourself, boy. So far, you haven't done a great job as far as I'm concerned. You never beat the Dynamic Duo once. You never beat Phil Apollo and Vic Steamboat once. You didn't beat Leopard Mask and the Cheetah Kid. What makes you think you're going to be able to handle this boy one-on-one? You're never even going to see him, man, because this guy's like greased lightning. It's all over. You're finished. You're going down.
Let's fly away.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob Dow along with the Boston Bad Boy, Tony Rumble. The one and only... we know what you are after your match with Mr. Odyssey last week.
Part of the Brotherhood. You wanted to know what it was, and I showed you up close and personal, pal.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the ring right now, you see the infamous Paul E. Dangerously.
You see the tag team champions of the world.
Along with his tag team champion, the Lethal Weapon.
You don't even know them, and if you did, they still wouldn't like you.
I don't want to know them, to be honest with you.
Paul E. Dangerously.
That's what I said.
Manager of Champ B now, and that's the Hitman. Eddie Gilbert's younger brother, the Hitman, Fred Gilbert, and Dennis Loverboard Connery from Lethal Weapon.
Well, there's no doubt about it. Well, I think that we have figured that out many times. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not scheduled, to my knowledge, to be a tag team match. This is scheduled to be Doug Gilbert against the Cheetah Kid. And you see Phil Apollo who is managing the Cheetah Kid, as well as his partner Leopard Mask. And this is going to be a singles match.
If they had a referee, maybe they can hear us in the background.
Well, I don't know where our referee is. We'll have to see. Maybe, Mr. Rumble, you can go out and find us one as we find out I can't tell what's going on. We find Mr. Rumble going out back right now. This could break out into be a war awfully quick, too, as you got Phil Apollo out in the front with his man, Of course, the Cheetah Kid, and again, Filipalo was hurt a couple of weeks ago here on International Championship Wrestling, and not hurt in the ring, I might add. He was hurt when he was cracked over the head by the Lethal Weapon during some interviews in the studio. And now Filipalo, he suffered a concussion, and he's not back ready to wrestle yet, but he does have a new tag team calling about the Cheetah Kid and Leopard Mask. And right now, again, individual action here.
Cheetah Kid, Sal.
I know who that is. I said he had a tag team combination of the Cheetah Kid and Leopard
They
Mask.
both have the same exact mask. How can you tell them it's different?
I can tell them apart, Mr. Rummel. It's called intelligence, something you wouldn't understand. Look it up in a dictionary. Right now, the Cheetah Kid, and I'll tell you, he's something exciting to watch. But in the meantime, you see...
You ever seen him wrestle, Sal?
Yes, I have. He's a high-flying, quick-moving man. And I'll tell you...
He's a jerk.
Doug Gilbert will have all he can handle. But again, outside the ring, probably more important is Dennis Condrey outside the ring along with Paul E. Dangerously. That's the scary part. Back inside the ring, again, Doug Gilbert in individual action against the Cheetah Kid. Filipalo is manager on the outside.
That martial arts stuff, Sal.
What martial arts stuff? Doug Gilbert right now with a look of fear on his face, and he crawls through the rope.
He signed for a wrestler that's not a karate exhibition.
And now Paul E. Dangerously sticks his big mouth into it.
Kid turn right around. You don't see him do anything good.
I'll tell you, this Cheetah Kid is some sharp-looking talent. He's quick,
He's
fast.
You know, ugly he must be to wear a mask, Sal. Even you don't wear a mask.
I don't wear a neck brace that I don't need either, but that's another story.
I was hurt.
Yeah,
Some geeky old lady.
Yeah, I'm sure, Mr. Rumble. Right now, Doug Gilbert resorting to the tactics that have made him half of the ICW Tag Team Championship. He flings the Cheetah Kid down into the canvas. And again, he comes over to look for some high fives. I think he may be a little premature in his victory celebration.
You know, Dad, you're not as stupid as you look. You might be right on that one. But, hey, he's probably real confident. You got Paulie in the corner. You got the Lover Boy in the corner. And all the Cheetah Kid can do is have...
Don't forget that the Cheetah Kid has Fabulous Filipalo in his corner.
I'm counting that against him also.
And now the Cheetah Kid putting the big shoulder into the midsection of Doug Gilbert. Puts him across the ring into the turnbuckles. Big elbow. And Doug Gilbert is on his back, and he is in some trouble. Rolls him over. Comes off the rope. Comes out the move. Big move with the elbow down across the throat.
Right, that's illegal. I'm glad you said that now. And you see how he waited for you to say throat? Once he went across the throat, that's illegal.
Hey, he went for the neck, and all of a sudden Doug Gilbert... Not necessarily. Nonetheless, the big crowd here at Dutch's Resort very much behind the Cheetah Kid. And the Cheetah Kid now waiting as, again, Doug Gilbert has to confer with Dennis Condrey and with Paul E. Dangerously. You know, I don't know why he goes outside to refer or confer with those three, because the three of them together haven't got enough brains to come in out of the ring.
A little 4-1-1, Sal, something you don't know nothing about.
It would take them, they could write all they know on a single sentence, the three of them. So I don't know what kind of advice Gilbert is getting from the outside.
More than Mike Tyson got from his corner, I'll tell you right now, Sal.
Right now, the Cheetah Kid puts Gilbert face first into the turnbuckles, and Gilbert is in some serious pain.
How do you know what you think? He'll be playing possum.
I don't think so, Mr. Russell.
Tennessee, you know, they eat possum down there. He
We'll
knows how they
see.
act.
Right now, the Cheetah Kid looks to me like it is possum he's playing with. As he goes, there's the big
What did I tell you?
section.
Boy, Sal, you should just hang with me. You never go for those extra money you spend on the road all the time.
Hang with you. Boy, what a scary thought that is.
Hang it tough, baby.
The Cheetah Kid now down to one knee as Doug Gilbert fights his way back. Hey, Gilbert's a tough customer. I will give credit where credit is
Oh,
due.
thank you for bringing that to our attention.
He would not be one half of the ICW Tag Team Championship if he were not a tough customer.
What is that saying? Brilliant deduction now. I mean, the guy's tag team champion of the world.
I don't look at the roll up. 1, 2.
I don't see any roll up.
You saw a count of 2 is one I saw very quickly. Cheetah Kid almost pulling off the victory.
Almost pulling off the trunk. He pulled him so hard.
And right now, Fabulous Filipalo complaining to the referee. As again, you see Paulie dangerously just off to the side.
You know that? He's really aggravating Paulie.
Gilbert thrown into, now they're going to play some crisscross. They'll be in the middle sometime. Oh, look at this. Condrey trips up the leopard. Cheetah Kid, come on. And here comes Apollo with a chair.
Oh, now that's real fair and
Phil Apollo off to our left comes off with a chair, and he chases both Condrey. And now we got almost a bit of the, a bit of kind of
I think that was a pinball.
action going all over as Fabulous Phil Apollo chases dangerously, and Dennis Condrey back to the dressing room.
I could have swore he had a 3 count.
No, I saw a 2 count, and so did you.
Well,
The
that
Cheetah
clearance
Kid.
hitting the monitor, you know, it's like not really clear for me. Maybe if you turn the darkness down a little on the monitor, I'd be able to see it.
Those comments don't even take a comment back. Nothing for you, Mr. Rumble. After what we saw last week with you and T.T. Quantree and your Undertaker, you're despicable and disgusting. And the only reason I work with you is because I have a contract that says I must, and you know it.
Hey, Sal, I've seen some of the geeks you've been working with lately. How about pleasure cruise compared to that?
Well, one in particular,
I've seen Apollo sitting at a desk that I used.
that was the best co-host I've had in the last month between you and Dangerously.
That was the best segment you ever
I'll
had.
say it.
When he got whacked over the head with the old Bell phone.
Should have been a good time to retire. Right now, you see Doug Gilbert in the ring, and he is putting the neck brace and twist
No,
on
that's not a neck
to the
brace,
Cheetah
Martel.
Kid.
That's a neck twist.
Sitting next to you, the neck brace comes to mind for some reason.
I don't know why. I don't know why. Maybe it's honesty is who you should. Stop sneezing, Doc.
Right now, Doug
Are you
Gilbert
allergic?
smiling. Yeah, probably to you. Doug Gilbert having his way with the Cheetah Kid.
Here comes a big stand of tap suplex, I should say, Bobby D. Perfectly executed. Look at that pin.
Here comes the cover. 1, 2. No, he didn't get it.
I think he did it again, though.
No, he didn't get it. He got a count of 2. The
Out of your head.
referee puts his hands up quite obviously.
Give an inaccurate analysis here, Doc, because your glare of your head is bothering the monitor.
Fabulous Phil Apollo off on the sidelines trying to help his newest protege, the Cheetah Kid.
Now, where did he find him? At some tree in Africa? Where did he find him? Sal?
You're supposed to be the genius behind the scenes that
Yeah, but I
knows
don't
where
like
everybody
cats.
comes from.
I'm not into cats.
Well,
I'm into rats.
The
I like
Cheetah
rats.
Kid and the Leopard Mask, probably the most exciting new tag team combination to come along in pro wrestling in a long, long time. Look at these body press. There's the cover. 1, 2, 3. No, we got the
Shut
cover.
up, Doc. Stop being
A little
anticipated.
slow count on the
You're
part of the official, I
anticipated.
thought.
Oh, yeah, a minute ago it was a fast count. Now it's a slow count. It ain't
that
the
way
song,
it
it's the singer, Sal. Remember that.
Again, Leopard Mask thrown across the ring, hits the ropes, comes back. Oh, look, as Gilbert tried to pull the roll, and look at this move.
Oh, power slide. Oh.
And here again comes Andre dangerously. Look at this going into the ring. This is sick. This is sick. Here comes Apollo in the ring. Dangerously's in the ring.
What's Apollo going in there now for?
There comes the telephone over the side, and now it comes the Leopard Mask.
This place is going.
Cheetah Kid out there, and it's getting all of confusion. Here comes Leopard Mask from behind us. He's into the ring. Leopard Mask.
What's he doing here now?
While they're chasing Paulie dangerously, Dennis Condrey out of the ring.
Hey, Sal, these three guys together. Look at them. What are they all doing? There's a conspiracy here. Look at the post. What's
Conspiracy,
he doing up
nothing.
there?
First of all, it was an individual match, and dangerously, and his partner Condrey come in, create the problem. Ladies and gentlemen, the winners you see in the ring right now, the Cheetah Kid victorious here on International Championship Wrestling. We'll be back with more.
ICW, I mean, the Cheetah Kid, Leopard Mask, Paulie Dangerously, Phil Apollo, the Lethal Weapons.
You're going to see the end of that for a while. Them brothers don't like each other.
I have a feeling
They
that
ain't like each other, Dal. I'm going to tell you, I can tell. You see, I can tell, things of people.
you can tell when people hate people.
Yeah.
You must sense that all the time.
It seems like I can feel that tension all the time.
Yeah, I bet you can. Anybody you come in contact with gives you that feeling that they don't like you, Mr. Rumble.
See coming down the aisle now. I do. They call him the Tasmanian Devil, and he is so popular with every youngster we have seen.
What's he run out of paint?
Oh, you are some humor, Mr. Rumble. The Tasmanian Devil, look at him. He is just a whirlwind, a ball of fire. And Sonny Blaze just got out of the ring, and the Tasmanian Devil, I'll tell you, he is just one bundle of energy, Mr. Rumble. He's
Say it like it is, Dal. Look at that tattoo on his foot.
the Tasmanian Devil, a man who just does not stop. And I'll tell you, he is a man that is not only fun to watch, but he is some dangerous in that ring.
Now, this is the guy's ICW debut. How can you tell me fun to watch? All you see him was run around the ring like an idiot.
I thought that was fun to watch. And it may be his ICW debut, but we've talked to the Tasmanian Devil. We've talked to some of the people who watched him in training, and they say this man has got all... And look at Blaze doing. Sonny Blaze is looking for it.
Blaze is an idiot, too. Joe, I don't even know what they're doing out here. Let me tell you about this Tasmanian Devil. He's trying to make a mockery of the sport. Look at him. He run out of paint. He
The
got
Tasmanian Devil so quick, he had Sonny Blaze looking for him, and he wasn't even there.
Blaze is a New York City kid. He might not have the greatest win-loss record in the world, but he's going to put a hurt on this idiot.
I don't think
You know, I
so.
used to have an uncle, my cousin used to call him Tasmanian Devil.
Here he comes, the Tasmanian plays, looking for him again. Devil with the big press. Here comes the cover. 1, 2 on the kick out by
You
Blaze.
ain't going to beat a kid from the streets like that, Dow, even if they are the New York street.
The Tasmanian Devil, brand new here on the ICW, but you'll be seeing lots of him in the next few weeks.
Oh, super.
And I'll tell you, he is some tough customer, but speed, I have never seen the kind of speed that you see in this Tasmanian Devil.
But you must have saw when I was out there a few different times, Dow. I'm fast as lightning, baby.
I'm not talking about your mouth. I'm talking about in the wrestling and the ability to throw the moves that this Tasmanian Devil does.
Picky.
There's the big clothesline and plays hits the canvas again.
Hey, this Tasmanian Devil, take away the pain, take away all the goofiness. He looks like an asshole. There you go, Rick the eyes there. Hey, you look at these little idiot fans out there long enough. They're going to get beat.
Right now, plays
Airplane.
it's a trouble.
He just, what was that, a Tasmanian drop or something? What did he call it?
Almost a Tasmanian backbreaker, if you want to call it. There's the cover of 2, doesn't get the 3.
Whoa, that was vicious.
To the
He's going
shoulder.
out. He's
There
going
he
out.
comes up to the rope, and this guy is a high flyer without a
Hey,
doubt.
here comes a little 4-1-1 your
Up
way.
he goes, the
Dow.
Tasmanian Devil, high to the rope.
This is called the jungle drop.
There's 1, 2, 3, it's all over.
The jungle drop. You get that down? Look at him, he's punching his foot.
The
And he's
Tasmanian,
afraid of yours.
maybe he's hungry.
What, you got a foot fetish or something?
No, he's probably hungry. Tasmanian Devil, victorious here on his ICW debut.
The Tasmanian Devil, Mr. Rumble, something you don't have except
No,
in
hey,
your
wait a minute.
That's
I got an uncle that my cousins used to call the Tasmanian Devil. They're probably like laughing about, but that ain't him. That ain't my uncle.
No, I can believe that. The only thing that
They're
you
gonna
and the
probably beat him
Tasmanian
up.
Devil have, and you do have one thing in common, and that's quickness, though, Mr. Rumble. He's very quick on his feet.
I
very
think we
quick
got to
with
go to
his.
a commercial. Let's not try to be fun.
We got no commercial coming up. Right now, a good friend of mine that's very ably filled in a lot while you've been gone somewhere, and that's the Diamond District with Diamond Jim Brady, a good friend from Waco, Texas. He's doing an interview now with someone I'm not too fond about, and Diamond Jim will have to watch out he don't get nailed with some
Someone other
pineapple.
than me?
Here's the Diamond District with his guest, the Hawaiian Hurricane.
All right.
You're backstage with Diamond Jim Brady at Kutcher's Resort in the Catskills, New York. That's right. And right now, we got the Hurricane with us. And he's got a big problem with Vic Steamboat. What do you got to say about that, Hurricane?
There's no problem, Vic Steamboat. I'm going to beat you like a dog, and I'm going to show just everyone who the king of the islands really is. GQ Madison, you're done. Brandy, you can't even walk. Steamboat, you better hope for something a little bit less than what I gave those guys. Because you see this? It's for you, brother. It's for you.
Earlier, ladies and gentlemen, the activity that happened between the Cheetah Kid and Phil Apollo and Doug Gilbert and the Lethal Weapons and Paul Dangerously, as you said, I would use the word wisely, but more like luck. Obviously quite a problem, and that is the fact that these 4 or 6 people don't like each other. They have signed next week. There will be a tag team championship next week. The Lethal Weapons against the Cheetah Kid and Leopard Man.
And if Atlas beats the Roadblock, he fights Anita.
Next week.
Right there in the ICW.
Double championship match next week.
Guarantee it. Double main event next week, but let's go to Atlas, right?
Hey, no, first we're going to talk to fabulous Phil Apollo, Cheetah Kid, and Leopard Mask and find out exactly what they think about their main tag team championship match coming up next week on the ICW.
Paulie Dangerously, in all my years, I don't believe I had a better time than knocking you down and watching my team of Cheetah Kid and the Leopard Mask take the Lethal Weapons down. We've done it 1-on-1. We did it 2-on-2. Paulie, you want to stick your nose in? We took care of you 3-on-3, man. We've proven ourselves. Now, next week, we get the opportunity to finish the mission, to complete our destiny of being the World Tag Team Champions. Cheetah Kid, brother, you were amazing, man. You were all over that ring. Tell me how it felt, Daddy.
Oh, it was the most wonderful feeling for Paulie Dangerously in the jungle where I come from. We step on snakes, brother. It's all over for you and your team, the Lethal Weapons. It's the glory's over. We got the counters, and the counters to the counters to the counters. And Phil, with you in our corner, I don't see any way that we cannot succeed.
Leopard Mask. Well, you know that cats of Africa are predatory animals, and we have our eyes set. Our senses are keen.
Yeah.
We know our prey.
Yes, we do.
We know the prey, the lethal
Yeah.
weapon, and we have our eyes set on them. Our claws are out. The end is near. Lethal Weapons and Paulie Dangerously. Next week, the party's over, boys. It's time for you to relinquish the top spot. It's time for you to step off that mountain and rightfully relinquish it to the World Tag Team Champions. Cheetah Kid, Leopard Mask, Fabulous Phil. We won't be denied this time.
Making his way into the ring right now, ladies and gentlemen, you see it, 6'3", 309, or 6'11", I should say, 395 pounds. A man that beat Foreman last week here on the ICW. I'm talking about the Roadblock. The Roadblock, a man that has never been on the canvas since he's been in the ICW.
He's been in the ring with the Brotherhood, and he's going to happen right here. What a bet for down. I know Pete Rose can get you down a little. I'll bet he goes down in this match.
We shall see the Roadblock.
What a bet.
6'11".
I'll tell you what, I'll buy you a toupee.
I tell you to put your money where...
Take a 2-week vacation.
I would tell you to put your money where your mouth is, but there's not enough money in Fort Knox to put it where your mouth is. The Roadblock in the ring right now, and ladies and gentlemen, you see making his way down the aisle, the ICW heavyweight champion. That, of course, is Tony Atlas.
That's the man. That's the man.
And again, Atlas with his talk and his... One thing I will say about Atlas, so far, he has been able to back up what he has said. This may be his toughest opponent in a long time. Where are you going?
Hey, it's on an economic basis, and you don't...
Rumble, you're supposed to be working here with me. Where are you going? Tony Rumble making his way away from the broadcast booth here. I have no idea where he's going. Quite honestly, I guess I don't care. Tony Atlas set to square off against the Roadblock here. And this is for the tag team, or rather for the heavyweight championship title. And Tony Rumble has made his way over to ringside. I don't know what he's doing over there and what he wants, but he has made his way over to ringside, and he's screaming and hollering at the Roadblock, as you can see, or I guess you can't see on your monitors right now, ladies and gentlemen, but just behind the Roadblock is Tony Rumble. And right now, Atlas and Roadblock squaring off. And now Rumble turns around to go over, and the Roadblock is over. And look out! Here comes Atlas over the shoulders and over the head of the Roadblock. As Rumble gets involved, Atlas, 1, 2, 3, it's all over. Disgusting, despicable, unbelievable. Rumble putting his nose...
That happened so quick, I missed it. What happened, Bob?
Rumble, you put your nose where it doesn't belong. This is sickening.
What?
It's terrible.
What's the matter? I had to tell him he had a phone call.
Tony Atlas, again, a champion that doesn't deserve to be a champion. The Roadblock down to the canvas for the first time in his career, and only with the help of Tony Rumble. It's sickening. Ladies and gentlemen, that about does it all the time we have for this hour here on International Championship Wrestling.
Hey, I was right, wasn't I down?
Next week, ladies and gentlemen, what a show we have for you. We have got a double championship match next week, ladies and gentlemen, on the ICW.
Hey,
you will see the Lethal Weapons against the Cheetah Kid and Leopard Mask.
And Atlas against that Jap that thinks he's a champion.
The champion, Tony Atlas, against the Japanese champion, the Frontier Martial Arts champion.
You can open his eyes up, aren't we?
Onita. We'll be back with more, ladies and gentlemen, next week. Hope you'll join us then.
See you then.
Bye.
If you're looking for Parsippany, New Jersey, 07054, or call 201-887-2698. That's 201-887-2698. The ICW. It's the hottest promotion of the 1990s.
I don't know how much more despicable this man can run. Because Roadblock, even a fair match against Atlas. Look what you did to Ray Odyssey. This is sickening, Mr. Rumble. You're a sick person.
I'm just being bad.
More next week, and hopefully we can... We got rid of Dangerously. Maybe we can get rid of this guy for next week. This is sickening. We'll see you again next week right here on International Championship.
Jack.